What a beauty! Hawthorne!
I don't believe it! I see it, but I don't believe it! Clark with a capital C! How did he do it?
Clear Barry Eustace! Oh my goodness! Is this one to remember?
Alright, community, I'm Lekdog. This is a message that's going to go before whatever the hell this podcast is. This is the last sort of official Jock Reynolds Supercoach podcast. There will be some other stuff on this thread, on this channel, so don't unsubscribe. This is a pre-recorded message. So we've been, I don't know why we thought we could do this, but I've been trying to record this episode with Patch, who is in Bosnia. Now, that proved to be difficult, and over several hours yesterday, we were able to record some amount of a podcast. I don't know how much it is. I haven't got to the edit yet. There will be some stuff with the two of us in there. I'm just recording just to say, bear with us. I mean, you couldn't have it any other way. Why not go out on a low by just absolutely destroying the last podcast? But Patch has sent through a soliloquy, a solo section. I think it goes for about 8 minutes. I've got no idea what it is or what he says, so I'm going to listen to it essentially at the same time you are. Then we're going to come back here, wrap up the pod, and I don't know yet if there's going to be the part with me and him talking Supercoach and footy. That, if there is, you will hear that at some point, but just bear with us because, hey, mate, it's been a long time coming. We're tired.
G'day Lekdog and g'day community. It is your long lost friend Patch coming to you from the middle of Bosnia, which is not the location I thought I would be recording my last official memo to the Jock Reynolds community as part of the last official podcast for Jock Reynolds Supercoach's endeavour. But here we are, as Lek has no doubt given you the rundown and given me a spray for. Lek and I tried to record yesterday, and despite the big bushy beard and the big tan line that I've now developed, Bosnian Wi-Fi was not up to scratch and we couldn't quite record a full thing, and I for one am flabbergasted. The great state of Bosnia let us down. To give an update on me, in case anyone cares about me, if you don't, just skip ahead by a minute or so. I've been travelling a bit through Europe, starting in Turkey, wandering through Greece and Albania and Montenegro, and goodness me, there's some pretty parts of the world. A lot of pretty beaches, a lot of pretty bars, but also hiking up some mountains, wandering around through some gorgeous old cities and some gorgeous new ones, and just having a very wonderful time. If you're capable of selling all your worldly belongings and leaving all your mortal concerns behind, after a bunch of years of saving for it, I can recommend just disappearing for a little while. It's great. It's a very, very good time. But I have missed all my friends, my family, and the Supercoach community while I've been away. I've got rid of Twitter because I was spending too much time on it. I haven't looked at the website comments for quite a while now, just because of, as Lex spoken about the last couple of weeks, the last little while, it's a big task, big chore. They're two separate words, Patch, not one word. At a time when we're rapidly running out of time to do stuff. So it is a bit of a sad time for us to farewell the pod, to farewell what we've been doing for 6 years, I think. It's been a long time, but goodness me, we've had some fun moments, and 21 that it still flabbergasts me that there are thousands of people that want to listen to us every week. It's just, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that people want to listen to Lek and I just rubbish on. and it's a privilege, really. So to anyone that's ever listened to a podcast, what are you doing? Are you okay? And also, thank you. It does mean a lot to us that you've wanted to listen to us ramble on for quite some time. I've started doing thank you, so I may as well keep going to Jock, Higo and Crouching. The Supercoach world owes you an enormous debt for, kind of popularising Supercoach podcasts, for kind of blazing away on a trail that hadn't been done before and probably hasn't been done since, in as powerful and as funny a way. Always have time for you, and if you want to come back and replace us, my God, it would be a superior product by a million. To the guys that run Supercoach, thank you for running Supercoach and doing the things that we've spent, a million years of our lives trying to, I don't even know how to, just trying to fluff around and enjoy. People that make it, thank you for anyone that's reached out and said nice things. Thank you to all of the boys in the Inner Sanctum, and God knows there's been a lot over the years. Thank you all. I'm not going to thank you all individually because there are too many people now that are fulfilling our lives and warming my heart. But special shout out to Damo, Clarky, Baron, who've been around for a fair while now. Baron jumped on board with us straight out the gate, and Damo and Clarky jumped on soon after, and Mailbag has been fantastic. The amount of work Baron does behind the scenes is fantastic, with around the grounds and other bits and pieces. Damo also behind the scenes does a power of work, and we are eternally grateful to him and to everyone for all of the hard work they've done. Miss you all, love you all. But the biggest shout out has to go, and the biggest thank you has to go to Lek. And I keep saying it to him, but it doesn't make it any less meaningful or any less real. But I do, from the bottom of my heart, thank him for all of the work he does. The amount I'd spoken about, the behind the scenes work that Baron and Damo do, but it kind of pales in comparison to what Lek does to keep the site running, to dip into his own kitty, to keep it running here and there before whatever meager cash we get back flows back in. I don't want to imagine how many hours of work he's put in over the years, and probably neither would he. And I get lost for words thinking about what it means and what he's done. Because he's one of my best friends as well, and it's been, the staying power of us hanging out has been, it's a reason that we have to hang out every week, and we love hanging out with each other. So that's been why we've been doing it. It's why I keep coming back. Otherwise, I would have pulled the pin a long, long time ago. But we kind of look at each other and kind of go, "Are we going round again?" Yeah, right. And my right has been because he's shouldered all of the work involved with it, aside from the very, very occasional pod that I edit badly and then forget to upload and have to ask him how to upload things again. And he has to give me a step-by-step rundown on things I really should know but don't, which is actually more work than him just editing the pod on his own. So the fact that he's still stuck around and still stuck with me means a lot to me, and I would assume means a lot to so many people out there that listen. So Lekdog, my son and my stars, you are, God, you're a good egg, which is the highest compliment I can bestow on any human being. You are the goodest of eggs. I don't know where to go from that. In terms of, what do I say? What's left to say? There is one thing left to say. No, I don't want to say it. No, not that No, they might actually do it this year. They can't. I can't. Oh, Lekdog, you know how much this pains me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Thank you, community, and go Blues.
Hearing that band say "Go Blues" was something I was not expecting. I'll keep this in. I'm not going to edit out all the bits where he talks about me. That's fine. It's not just me. The only reason I stick around to do it is because there's so many people out there who listen. There's so many people who comment. The comments was a special place. The websites was a special place. It was a place where we, kind of grew up. It's weird, but it's true. And I've met a lot of my best friends in the whole wide world through this website. It started my career, roundabout way, because the guys, Jock, Higo, Crouching One, they wanted me to jump on and help out with some stuff because they saw a stupid YouTube video, which eventually led to me going to uni, doing a sports media degree and getting a job in media. So I owe a lot to this website. It's part of the reason we've always kept it running. It's given a lot of people their starts. A lot of budding journalists have come from the the Jock factory. But of course, Patch, it's just been a pleasure, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this with you. I echo all of the sentiments. Thank you to all of the same people. I'm not going to name them, but not for a different reason, not because I don't want to or I can't, because I want to have them all on some sort of reunion podcast, which will come. But for now, I just want to say thank you. Stay subscribed. Working on getting a couple of special episodes out. Then you're going to hear on this feed, you're going to hear a few different trials of a few different programs after I've had a little bit of a break. I think it's fitting that the final year of doing the podcast, of me doing this podcast, is probably the best year I've had in Supercoach in a long time, particularly since I retired. It's also the best year that the Blues have had in that entire time as well. So I don't know what that means, but I suspect it means the footy world wants me to take a break. That wants Patch to take a break. It wants Damo and Clarky to kill their new show and absolutely dominate the airways, which they will at once. Foz and Baron and Azar and Maddie and Statty and Kev, and it wants everyone just to bloody keep on rocking. That's enough lovey-dovey stuff from me, because what you're going to hear now is, in quotation marks, the real final podcast, or what I could recover from the Bosnian Wi-Fi that delivered whatever this audio file is going to be. It's going to be short and sweet. It's essentially me explaining the last 3 months of football to Patch as an excuse to talk about Carlton. So listen to this, community. It's been a bloody pleasure. It's been amazing. I've loved pretty much every second of it. I've made some amazing friendships. I've met some amazing people. I'm going to continue meeting amazing people, having amazing friendships. This isn't the end. It's merely an evolution into something else. So stay subscribed. I won't be using the website anymore, but I will be using this feed. So stay subscribed. Stay in touch. You can follow us all on social media at Lekdog, Lekdog, on Twitter /X. We'll plug anything we have through the existing Jock channels. So don't stress. We're not going anywhere. Just this show or the product is evolving into something else. But I can't say enough. I'm just going to keep saying it. Met amazing people, both through contributing to the site, the podcast, the videos, the YouTube, through Twitter. But most importantly, because this is where I met a lot of my friends, through the comments on the website. A stupid little WordPress site, intense debate comments. Used to have a score for comments. Gee whiz, world ended when I turned that off. Thank you to Jock, Higo, Crouching One, who paved the way. And I hope someone eventually can attempt to replicate what they did. We never attempted that, but what they did was really funny, really special. And I kind of like... Yeah, it was before its time. But anyway, there will be time for reflection. So here it is, this week's silly little podcast. G'day, community, and welcome to the last Jock Reynolds Supercoach podcast in this format. There might be some reunion shows and all that jazz, but very much. This is the last Jock Reynolds Supercoach podcast. I am Lekdog. And if it wasn't hard enough getting the technology to work when the man was in the room, if it wasn't hard enough when he lived 2 hours away, and if it wasn't hard enough when he lived 10 hours away, I bring you Patch from the other side of the goddamn planet, 24 hours away. How are you?
I'm good, Lekdog. I'm good. I've forgotten what football is. I don't know how anything works. I have forgotten all of my mortal concerns and possessions. I have a big beard now. Yeah,
You do look like a prisoner of war. One of those videos we saw in the early 2000s. It's just a blank background, a man with a big beard who looks a lot skinnier than I remember, but also a lot more tanned. You look like you could be in some sort of prison camp.
I could be, but I could also have just spent a lot of time on beaches in the last couple of months, which has been, for those unsure, very fun, very excellent, good time.
The daily pictures
recommend.
of you on the beach being sent to me and Tim Mitchell is very frustrating, but very enjoyable for you, I'm sure.
If you stopped talking about Carlton all the time, then maybe I would stop sending you those photos, but it's the only thing I have to get back at you. And also the only football news I've had in like 10 weeks is just the updates that you and Tim keep sending each other, which are just Crips! Exclamation marks times 12, and then no other context. So, yeah, that's been it. That's just a complete disconnect from the football world, which has been lovely.
Okay, well, let's give you a dump. The Blues will never lose another game. They've won 9 on the trot. The Dons not going as crash hot. Damien Hardwick, new coach of the Gold Coast Suns, signed for a 6-year deal this morning through to the
6
end of
years.
2029.
Good Lord.
The
Wasn't
AFL has a
Wasn't he burnt
vendetta.
out?
What's that?
Wasn't he burnt out like 2 months ago and was
Yeah,
never going to coach again?
I think when you know you're going to sign a 6-year deal at another club, you step aside, and I think they call that gardening leave.
The
VFL bias worked against the Crows, even though it was Sydney Swans that beat them when they didn't call a blatant goal, because you can't review it behind, because we've got an awful, awful game. The Dogs. Well, Bevo might have just ruined his coaching career by destroying what was Jack McRae, subbing him off in the third quarter and losing to the West Coast Eagles, which in turn means they won't have pick 1. Patch, there's a bloody lot of stuff happening in the footy.
There's a lot of stuff happening. Why did he sub McRae off? Was he just like they were up by a lot and there was a comeback, or
to be honest with you, that much I don't know. I don't think Jack McRae was injured. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game. All I know is he probably wasn't playing that well. Bevo clearly hates the man, and I hope he leaves the club and finds somewhere that will actually play him as a contested midfielder, please.
Yeah, that would be nice for everyone involved. But yeah, there we go. Football is existing, and I'm opening fan footy for the first time in months, and he scored 49. You reckon?
Yes, he did.
49. That's not a lot of points to be scoring.
No, it cost me a lot of wins in finals, which was fun.
We love that.
Had a good round, 25-4-1. I'll take that top 4% for the week. But Jackie McRae, Mason Redman scoring 50 points each approximately meant I'm out of a lot of grand finals. Very frustrating. And Bevo, I don't like calling for people's jobs, Patch, but Bevo should be sacked. We've been saying that for about 10 years now.
Well, we have, as much as he brought them to that flag. I don't know. I just strange, mainly Supercoach-related vibes from the man, and that's certainly not to be taken seriously in the real world, but considering this show doesn't get broadcast to the real world, what does it matter? Get rid of it. Just make it stop. Make it stop.
I'm with you. End it all. Let's finally see Jordan Sweet play a game of AFL. That's the big news out of the Bulldogs. Get a new coach and play Jordan Sweet in the ruck, please. Tim English, you go play on the wing.
Well, I did see Tim English. I saw the only bit of football footage for like a month was Tim English taking a kick out at full back. So apparently he's no longer a ruckman. He plays back pocket, which is...
Yeah, that was... That was in dire moments of last week's game when they needed a mark down the wing to potentially save that game.
So he bombed
But
it
they
long to
had Tim
Caleb
English.
Daniel.
Well, to be fair, Tim English isn't that big and strong, and he doesn't mark very much.
No.
Oh, wait. He's 275
Hmm.
centimetres tall.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If he's bombing it long to Caleb Daniel, then that works. That's the salad. That's you never you can never predict which way the salad tosses.
No,
Do not
all
ask.
you know is that it's going to taste bad.
Exactly.
If it's not evident to you folks at home and you are hoping for some Supercoach chat, my God, you are in the wrong place. That's right. The last episode of this Supercoach podcast is not going to have any Supercoach content in it.
It's being co-hosted by a man who hasn't seen a Supercoach score in 12 weeks.
I know you're probably asking yourselves, why didn't they just do this next week and have a normal podcast this week? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. Why aren't we doing this next week?
In my head, mate, this is the last week, and I can't bring myself to do any more. One last quick... I can't even speak. One last quick little jump in from me. If you are a listener and you've ever enjoyed anything we've done, it'd be amazing to hear from you. Hit us up on Twitter or X at LEKDOG. Hit us up on Facebook. Send a message to the Facebook chat. Go to the website while it's still there. Leave some comments. But most importantly, and I shouldn't be just plugging one person's thing or two people's thing, because everyone in the Jock Reynolds team has a side hustle or a side gig. But really importantly, if you've ever enjoyed what we've done, please go and subscribe to the Footy Mailbag on twitterx.com. It's at Footy Mailbag. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, and there is a podcast feed. It would mean the world to me if you could go and support Damo and Clarky, who are, they were the next generation, and that product's going to be awesome. And I'm positive you're going to hear all of your favorite Supercoach and AFL voices on there moving forward. So go and support them. Right now, there's 88 followers. I want to see that go up over the next couple of weeks. So go to Twitter at Footy Mailbag. Follow them, and I'm sure you'll hear all of our voices there at some stage. But just a big favor and do that. That one's for me. Go and follow them. So anyway, for the last time, I've been Lekdog. This has been the Jock Reynolds Supercoach podcast. Go Blues.
This moment, my friends, is freedom. This moment is you and nothing else. As you prepare to slowly open your eyes, take this feeling of relaxation and clarity with you. Let it guide you, like the premiums of old, Ablett, Delidio, Coxey, Franklin. They all will watch over you as you return to the world.